Alright, so I'm going to do this in short sections because it'd be too long to send it all in one go. So the best way to work your hips and your groin and your sort of like hip girdle is to also start from the top down. So you fully supporting your whole spine and sort of work it more holistically, because when this is all supporting this, everything's stronger and you'll find it easy to open. You can't open this without opening this. So if you do your head circles or something like that to start, that's what I'd usually start with. And then to get the shoulders, synovial fluid into the shoulders and start getting energy pumping, I usually do like a kundalini warm up with my hands. So the front of my fingers come to my shoulders, and you breathe in on the left and you breathe out on the right, but it's quite a vigorous movement for about a minute, like maybe 40 seconds to start with, maybe 30 to start with, but work up to a minute. It gets your spine rotating, and literally just starts the process of moving your energy. So it looks like this. So do that for about 30 seconds, work up to about a minute. Ideally a minute. You might feel a bit dizzy first time you do it. And then continue working down the spine. So the next one I would do is probably like cat-cow. So you breathe in as you arch your back up, tilting your neck, so you like stretch your thyroid and your parathyroid gland. And then cat as you breathe out. Again, it's like really warming up the spine, and I'll do that for about 30 seconds. So you maybe do 10 of each, breathing in as you arch and out as you do the cat stretch. And then another one that I would warm up your back with, before we start moving to the hip girdle, I'll just sit there for a bit, is cat stretch. So I've got a lot of help today. So you go onto your knees and you're on all fours, and then you put your hands to like the width of your mat, and basically it's called heart melting pose or puppy pose. I'll do it like this, you're going to get a gratuitous view. So you basically bring your arms out and then you melt your head to the mat, so your forehead's on the mat, and so it's a shoulder opener, so you can feel your shoulders and your heart opening, but it's also a back bend for the spine and a slight compression in the hips. So it kind of works a lot of things. Also, because your head, it's an inversion as well, so it's also good for your cardiovascular health. And I'd stay in puppy pose or heart mountain pose. You can look up these poses on YouTube to get proper like tutorials, because obviously she's a bit needy today. And then I would do thread the needle, and this is going to warm up the shoulders and put a twist in the spine, and it's a slight back bend in your lumbar spine. So I'm just going to literally just sit there, raise your arm up to the sky, and then you post it, thread it through, and you go onto the floor, onto your shoulder, and your cheek goes on the floor. The other arm goes ahead, so you're getting a stretch down that shoulder and into the armpit. But you should feel it in your lumbar spine, and then also a twist across the shoulders. So it's warming up literally your whole spine. And stay like that for about 30, and you bring it back up, and then you change sides. Again, thread through, other arm comes forward, onto your cheek, hips even, so you're not, the weight isn't all on one leg, and then you're going to get more of the stretch, and then you can feel the back bend in your lumbar spine, and again slight compression in the hips. Then the final one I do, just as this warm-up series as you work down your spine, would be either cobra pose or sphinx pose. So depending on how much flexibility you've got, you could go to Sphinx pose, which is like that. So you're on your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And your head's tilted back, but not like, you're not forcing it. And then with the breath in, you look to your feet. Breath out to the centre, breath in to the feet, out to the centre, into the feet. If you've got more flexibility than that in your spine, come up to Cobra pose. Again, hands underneath your shoulders though, supporting your shoulders. And in this pose you need to also like tuck in your glutes, pull your abs up to your spine, so you're supporting your lower back, and then again look over your shoulder. It's quite a gentle movement, but it's really, really, really good. And so then if you're using your abs and pulling them back to your spine and using your glutes, again, pushing your shoulders away from your ears so you're not hunching up. It's like a full body workout. So that's what I would do to start to just work down just before I even started trying to open my groins or work my hips.